Hello everyone, my name is Mahinur and I'm working on a Happy's project, and it mainly aims for connecting those who need something with those willing to offer it back, and it is divided into a tablet application and a mobile application. I have started with the tablet application, and of course the first few weeks while working on Happy's I have faced many challenges, and one of them is the connection, which took me a long time to figure it out. And at the beginning, I was like, how would I connect the LG and how would I do all LG related functionalities? But once the connection was made, and of course, by the help of the community of Liquid Galaxy and my mentor Claudia, I was able to do it. And once the connection was made, everything was easier. And right now, my tablet application can do the following. It can connect to the LG, the all related LG functionalities, such as relaunch and shutting it down, clearing the KML, and all that. It also shows a balloon for the global statistics and local statistics for each city. It flies to a city and it goes to a user's location and orbits around it. And so I guess this is all the functionalities that the tablet now do, and I'm going to show you that later. So in working with Happy's project, like I told you, I faced many challenges. One of them was the connection, but I also faced another challenges. For example, the orbit functionality was a bit challenging, as I had to decide the best values that I want to orbit around to determine the altitude, latitude, and longitude. So this was somehow challenging for me. And also another challenge I faced, the balloons weren't showing instantly on the LG. And by the help of my mentor Claudia, I was able to know the problem of my LG and fix it so that I can see the balloons instantly on the LG. And finally, I want to say that I'm looking forward for the next days to meet new challenges and to be able to fix them. And I'm looking forward to complete the tablet application and start with the mobile application. And thank you. I will now take you to see the tablet application. So let's now dive into the Happy Tablet application. The first thing that shows up is the splash screen, where you can see the title of Habits and all the logos. So it just takes some time to load. Now we have our application. If we try to press on any button, it will give us an error message because we are not yet connected to the LG. So none of these buttons will work now. So the first thing that we should do is connecting to the LG. And you can see that here, the user can enter the username, the LG username, the password, and the IP address. The port number is always 22. And in my case, the number of LG screens is 3. And we can now connect. And for example, if the user entered a wrong IP address or port number, it will give an error message for that. And for example, let's try also entering a wrong password. It will show an error saying that we have an authentication error. So the user can know if the problem is in the authentication or the connection, or to know exactly what is causing the problem. So here we have the message: the SSH authentication failed. And now let's enter the correct password and try and connect again. From here, you can track the status of the connection. And it's now connected. So now let's go to the global statistics. We can see here the logo screen appeared, and when we pressed on the global statistics show two: the total number of seekers, total number of givers, total donations in progress, and total successful donations. top 3 cities, top 3 donated categories, and all that. We can try going to a city. We have 5 cities from our database. So, for example, let's go to Spain. When we press any of the cities, it's going to fly to the city, and it will also show us the balloon of the local statistics of this city. As we can see here, the number of seekers, givers, and the same stuff. Now, let's go, we can choose seekers, donors, let's go to a user, and here you can search too for any user you want. So, for example, let's go to this user right here. And we can also orbit around this user's location, as you can see here. So, for example, let's go to donors, and we can see also the donors in the city. And let's go, for example, to this user right here. And let's orbit around her place too. So now we are orbiting around her place. And for example, let's go to another city. Let's go to Cairo, for example. So now we can see slice to Cairo and show us the local statistics of the city. And now, for example, let's go to donors. Let's go to Fatma, for example. And we can also orbit around her place, just like we did before. So now we are orbiting around Fatma's place. We can go to Mark, for example. Now, for example, let's go to Yusuf's place. And let's try orbiting around Yusuf's place. So that was the donors in Egypt. And let's go to a different city. Let's go to the UK, for example. Now we see the city statistics here for Edinburgh. And we can go see seekers and donors. For example, let's go to Paul's place. And let's orbit around Paul's address. And now we're orbiting around Paul's address. Now we can see the seekers in Edinburgh. Let's go to a different user. And let's orbit around her too. Now we are orbiting around her. Now let's try a different city. For example, let's go to Tokyo. We can see the local statistics for Tokyo appear. We can do the same, seekers and donors. So we can see that it went to the place, and we can also orbit around the place just like we did before. And now we are orbiting around place 2. We can go to another user, and we can orbit too. So this is for Tokyo, the seekers in Tokyo. We can also see the donors here. So let's try a different city. Let's go to San Francisco, for example. And we can see the seekers and donors. Now let's go to this user, for example. And we can also orbit around the place, just like we did before. So these are the number of seekers in San Francisco. And we can see the donors too here. There we have only one donor. Let's go to our place. Now we can orbit too around her place. But now, for now, let's go, for example, to the global statistics. We can see the balloon showed up for the global statistics. Now, the last thing I want to show you is the algae settings. For example, let's clear the KML. You can see that both of them are cleared. We can also relaunch, reboot, and shut down. So, but before I relaunch, I want to show you the about. This is the about page of Habis, where all the logos are here, and the description of the project. We can see here all the logos. And for the algae settings, let's, for example, relaunch. So we can see that it's now the three algae are relaunching. And we can do the same with rebooting and shutting down the algae. So for example, when it opens again, we can shut down the algae. So now we can shut down the algae. Let's try shutting it down. We can see that all of them are shut down. So I guess this is it for now. This is all the app, what the app can do. And thank you for watching. I just wanted to say that Happis was originally developed by my mentor Claudia, and her idea was to help out people all over the world and to connect to the homeless people who don't have the necessary life needs, such as clothes or food. And since nowadays everyone has a connection to the internet or simply has a mobile phone, so Happis would just be installed to any Android device, and users can use it to register as donors, volunteers, or homeless. And the volunteers could just make an account for the homeless who don't have access to the internet or don't have a mobile phone. And unfortunately, due to COVID-19 and the pandemic, the launching of the app was lagged behind. So that is where a Happy's refurbishment idea came along, and we wanted to make the app much more easier for users without any of the registration policy rules or regulation rules. Happy's application I'm working on now doesn't just help the homeless people, but all people who wants anything, and any user who has an Android device can install the application and he could register. And for example, if someone wanted to donate something, so he could fill out the form as a donor and type in the item he needs to donate, or he could just simply look for the existing seeker users who wanted to seek out something. maybe he could help them out and connect to them by requesting them, and if they were accepted, the donation process would start. And the same thing with the seeker, he could just fill out a form as a seeker, or see the existing donor users and connect to them by sending a request. Also, the application can match between two users in the same city, a donor and a seeker user, and he could send them both a request if they want the same item, and if they accepted the request, they would be connected together and the donation would start. And the last thing I want to say, that when my mentor Claudia thought of the idea of habits, she thought that it would change the world and it would make a difference, and I really do believe so.
Hi, my name is Ana Laura. I'm a second-year student of System Analysis and Development at Pacific University, Brazil. My project is the COVID-19 Data Explorer. It aims to get data about COVID-19 in the Johns Hopkins database using the disease API. It will get the data, process, analyze, and show it in the Liquid Galaxy cluster. Until now, I can get the data, process, and show it in a Liquid Galaxy using a KML file with polygons. We have different heights based on the data. It can show general data in the mobile application, and also data separated by every continent. My app can also connect with Liquid Galaxy, disconnect, reboot, and relaunch the app. Also, the data shown in the application is refreshed every 10 minutes, which is how long the data is refreshed in the API. In the first weeks, I had a lot of trouble connecting the application with Liquid Galaxy, but with the help of the community and my mentor Karine, I was able to connect to the app. Then everything became so much easier. I also had a little trouble with the height of the polygons, but I can now process the data and fix the errors to show polygons with different heights based on the data. Now I will run my application. It shows a splash screen with all the logos. Here we have general data. We have an about page, also a connect page. Here we have the logo KML file. We can disconnect, connect again, relaunch, shut down, and clean a KML. We can see the data based on continents. See the data of a continent, the number of cases in this case. You can see on the Liquid Galaxy. It will fly to the continent and show the KML with polygons with different heights based on the data. We can now clear the KML. We can see another KML. It will just change the height of the polygon based on data. We can launch the application. And we can also shut down the application. In my project, I get all the data about COVID-19 in the disease API. To get the data, I have to make a query with params like global contamination, selected continent, selected country, and more. This way, I can get the number of cases, deaths, recovered of all the time or just today. Also active cases if they are critical or not. And also the number of tests. All this data is stored on the local storage in the application and is refreshed every time you open the main page. If the API is already up to date, as it updates every 10 minutes. For the upcoming weeks, my plan is to add more data, like separated data by country in every continent. Also, information about the increase of new cases and recovery, and also a search page where the user will be able to search the data using filters existing on an API and see it on the Liquid Galaxy with polygons, where each polygon will have a different height based on the data. For example, if the number of cases in the US is bigger than the number of cases in Canada, then the US polygon will be taller. And also we will have a balloon showing the numbers on the right screen, like we have the numbers on the application. Here's an example of the request to the API. Here we have all the data about COVID-19, all the continents, a specific continent, all the countries, and also specific country. For example, if we search about Brazil, it will return the data about Brazil with cases, today cases, deaths, today deaths, covered, and more. To make the KML file with polygons, I use this API, the Overpass API, where I can search by country and it will return the territory, coordinates, all this to make the polygon.
Hi, my name is Prayag Biswas and I am working on a project called Smart City Dashboard, whose task is to gather the various information of smart cities and visualize it through charts and dashboards as well as show it in the Liquid Galaxy. So let's take a tour of the app. So when we start the app, we'll get to see a splash screen of 5 seconds which will show all the logos. So here is the home page. In this status bar, we'll be able to see the internet connection status of the app as well as whether it is connected to the Liquid Galaxy or not. One of the major feature of the app is that it will work with and without connection to the Liquid Galaxy in both ways. So now it is not connected to the Liquid Galaxy, so we can see all the data are being shown properly. The app will work fine even without connecting to the Liquid Galaxy, so many people can use it. So let's connect it to the Liquid Galaxy because most of our features revolves around it. I have already put the IP address, username and all these things, and the app remembers those settings if we quit the app, so that the user doesn't have to put all these things again and again. So these buttons are the task available for LG. Now it is not available because we are disconnected. If we connected to the LG, see, this will be available. We have connected to the Liquid Galaxy successfully. Our status bar have also changed. So let's run a task, relaunch LG to resync all the risks of the LG. So let's take a minute to let the Liquid Galaxy initialize and sync. We can also see our app logo along with all the logos popping up in the leftmost screen of the Liquid Galaxy. So let's go to the home page. Also, the left panel of the UI will automatically change if we click on any cities. So let's take a tour of first the default pages available. So this settings page I have already shown, the about page where the description of the app, the links and all the descriptions and logos are shown. So let's go back to the home page. Now we want to visualize the data of the network. So let's click on this card At first, this is the weather tab, which is show the weather, various things, that is the over condition now, wind, temperature, how it feels like, hourly weather, and all these things. There are some beautiful animations if we switch from day to day weather. This is today's weather. It will be tomorrow's weather, and this is day after tomorrow. See, all these beautiful animations are there. One of the cool feature of the app is that it features this integrated Google Map inside it. So, and it syncs with the Liquid Galaxy as well. So if we move this map, we will be able to see that the Liquid Galaxy is moving as well. So we can control the Liquid Galaxy from our app itself. Let's go to the environment page. Here we can see the content is unavailable. Why? Because the data of various cities are many of huge size. So what to do? If we put all the data in the app, it will cause it to bloat and its size will be very large. So what I have done is to make it an available, optional available content to the app, where we can go to the settings and download all the data. So let's download all the data. This is the progress bar, as well as it will show the loading bar. It swaps between the two. So let's go back to the environment page. Yes, we can see the data are now available. So these are some data: natural gas consumption, population, water consumption, all the data. Also, the Google Map has three types in it, that is hybrid, normal, and terrain types. So I'll switch back to the hybrid because it looks like more to the Liquid Galaxy. Another feature of the app is that there will be many pages in the app. For example, until now, I am only weather, environment, and about page. And there will be many pages like health, business, economy, and this will be the same for all the cities. So many tabs will feature the KML data that we can visualize to the LG. For example, New York City has this data called sea level rising. So if we download the data in real time, and we can visualize it in the LG. So it is downloading the data. And this is the progress bar for downloading and uploading the data to the Liquid Galaxy. And here we go. We can see the KML data being shown in the Liquid Galaxy. We can zoom in. Yes, all the data are shown properly. So in the about page, there are some like default descriptions, latitude, longitude, and some points given to the city from the official sites. One of the another feature of the app is that it can play a tour of the city, of the major locations of the city. So if I play a tour, it will take us to the various major sites of the city, that is Empire State Building now. So let's wait for the tour. And at the end of the tour, it will take us to back to the location from where we started. So we can see this location and the location in the Liquid Galaxy are synced. So stop the tour. So up to this I have done this much. So whatever I have left to do is that this search button, where I can search anything, or I can say anything, and it will take me to that site. For example, if I say home page of the New Year, it will take me to that help page, where there will be a demo of the app and all the things that the user can do, and then instructions for the user. In the settings page, there will be many more languages apart from English only. And the app will also have two different types of themes, that is light theme and dark theme. And up to this, I have only gathered the data of Newark. I'll also gather the data of many other cities, and I'll also give more data of the New York City. Now let's talk about the dataset I have used. So starting with this weather API, I have used is named weatherapi.com. It has a limit of 33,000 per day, which is actually a lot, and I have optimized my app in such a way that it calls only once per app. So, and there are no other ways to get the weather data for completely free. Apart from this weather API, all the data I have used are completely open and publicly available to all. For example, this newer data I have used, natural gas consumption, population, all this KML data, all these data are available in this website for completely free. For example, if I click on this environment tab, it will take us to all the datasets available related to the environment. Uh, Part circus Curel census, sandy inundation zone, which I have used here, water consumption in the city, which I have also used here. And till now I have only used the newer data, and I plan to add 10 or more cities at least by the end of this GSoC. So the city data I have planned to use are like Chicago, which also has many data. For example, administration, finance, buildings, environment, education. If I click on any of the tab, it will take us to the website similar to this New York website, and we get to see all of the data available publicly. Similarly to Chicago, Marsalis has also a lot of data. Austin, Seattle, Charlotte. This site of for India contains all the smart cities data of India. For example, it contains 100 cities data, all these resources, Boulder, Vienna, and this about data, all these points and such, I have taken from this Kaggle dataset, this dataset. Now let's talk about the problems I have faced. One of the problems I had to face is that there is no single source from which I can get all the data. For example, there is no single website or API which I can call and say I need the population of this city. There are no such APIs or site. So I have to parse each and individual data from individual cities manually. All this data I have to parse, download individually, and show it here. And another problem was that many cities doesn't have many data. For example, these smart cities of India I have shown. Many cities doesn't have the data which is common to all. For example, if I need the population and water consumption of a city named Agra, it possibly won't have. So many cities have only a few data, so that was another problem. And as far as I have shown all these websites, these are the websites which contains many data related to the cities. So yeah, thanks. That was all for my project demonstration.
Hello, my name is Murilo Nogueira Duarte. I'm from Sorocaba, São Paulo, Brazil, and I'm studying computer engineering right now at Facens. I am developing right now the project for GSoC 2023 Liquid Art AI. That project aims to let people generate images from their own imagination and prompts, so they can show it from everyone to in Liquid Galaxy. For generating images, we use two APIs in the moment. We will use more in the future, in the near future, but right now we have the DALL API from OpenAI And we have a stable diffusion local network API that's running on local machine. And for showing the images on Liquid Galaxy, we use a local server running on with Dart and sockets. Then, with this server, we use a command to open a browser with this URL on the Liquid Galaxy. So the image that is on the server can be displayed over the Liquid Galaxy. I have had a lot of difficulty showing the image on the Liquid Galaxy, but with the help of the community and from Karine, my mentor, I could show the image with the watermark, and everything go have gone smoothly. I too had difficulty with the doctor. So to doctorize the API is really complicated. So Victor helped me a lot with that, and is helping me a lot because that's still not finished. Later on, I want to add more APIs, doctorize the stable diffusion, and I want to add a speech to text feature on the image prompt generation from images. And if I have time, I want to improve the UX from the app. So right here we have the Stable Diffusion API running on my local machine. So right here we have the home page of the app. So if we go right here, we have the road, we have the nav bar. So right here we have the API keys that if I can show, Then we have the drawer page that generate the prompts that we want. So right here we have the DALI and the Stable Diffusion API from the moment. The Stable Diffusion API will be faster because it's running on my local machine. Or should it? Right here. Stable Diffusion has a better quality image, as you can see. Then we have the gallery page that will be implemented, and right here we have the connection page.
Hello everyone, how are you? I am Vedant Singh and this is my midterm evaluation video. My project is Located Voice CMS, which is an update of the existing Liquid Galaxy controller. So, in my first weeks, I have firstly made the API of an open source AI text to speech model and made a Docker and sent to the AI server in the Laida lab. And then I started working on the UI of the Liquid Galaxy controller, and now I will show you the demo of the Android application that I have been working on. So let's begin with the Android application demo. Here is my application. This is the home screen, and this is the new logo for the application, Located Voice CMS for Liquid Galaxy. This is the suggested voice button so that we can see the pre-installed voice in the application. just for the demo. Of course, the first thing we need to do is to connect with the LG web. We'll go into administration tools, type in the password, which is LG. The default password is LG, so even for your application it will be LG. Okay, go in the top right menu, go to settings. As you can see, I have already input my details. The user is LG, the password is LG, this is my IP, the master's IP. And you also have to fill in the machine count. This is new. So if you are working on a normal laptop just like me, then you have to fill in 3 machines. If you're using 3 virtual machines, or if you're using 5 or 8, you have to fill in accordingly. Okay, go back. Let's go back to the home screen, and then we'll go into suggested poise. Let's say we want to visualize the Denver Art Museum. So, and now we want to visualize, um, let's say, the Eiffel Tower. You can visualize a number of poise here listed here. You can even choose any one from any one category and then choose one from them. A lot more categories will be added. These are the categories for now. And this button nearby places is for the AI part, which will be developed in the further months. And this is for the audio part, and this is for the sound part. So this will be developed. This is yet in development. So the next parts we can also start to, like for Earth. Um, let's say we want to tour monuments of Spain. Let's go. It will go to the POI. It will wait for some seconds and then again go to the next POI. So for now, I'm canceling it. You can try it out yourself. You can also change the planet here. Let's say if you want to go to the moon, and if you want to visualize stuff on the moon, then what do we visualize? Let's say we want to visualize, go for the Apollo missions. Okay, let's visualize Apollo 11. Let's visualize Apollo 14. Here it is. And in the same way, we can also go to Mars. Now let's explore the settings. Okay, so in this pop-up we have the about section where we can see the details about the application right here, and we have a help section so that the users can know which buttons are meant for which action right here. So in the top right pop-up we have the show or hide logo buttons also, through which we can send alternate showing or hiding the logos button, logos on the LG, right? Let's click on it. Here it is. And let's go into the administration tools and explore more into the application. So in the earlier version of the LG controller, we had tabs on the top of the application on the action bar, but in this version we have a bottom navigation bar. Okay, this is the main categories. Just like in the last version of the application, we can edit the categories, add a poi, we can edit poise, we can edit folders, anything. And yes, and in the tools, we have the existing tools. We can also add tools, or we can edit the current tools, like for example moments of lidar. If we want to edit it, we can just change the locations of which poise will appear first or last, like that. Okay, and then we have tools. We also have the show and hide logos button here too, and we can reboot the LG, shut down the LG, clean KMLs, relaunch LG. Let's just try relaunching LG so that we know that these buttons are working. And these are the LG tasks for other applications, such uh, in the same way it was in the last application. Here is a help. This will open the same help tab, uh, and this is for resetting the database, for exporting these all options are just like they were in the last application, and many of them are just like the home menu pop. And as you can see, the LG is relaunched. Now we have completed the demo of our application. Let's just switch off our LG. Thank you for watching my demo, and I am excited to develop the application more and add more features into it, especially the AI part. And I'm working on it and trying to make it the best project of this year's GSoC. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Krishna Agrawal and my project is Teams versus Satellite Tracker in real time. So I started my coding on 29th May, and in the first week I started to fetch the data from the database with the help of an API and show it on a Flutter app. In the next week I started to connect my app to the LG rig, and I also created some KML files required to send data to the LG rig. In the next week I added the functionality of orbit so that we can view the satellite's orbit in the LG rig. I also tested Arduino and the HC05 module, and at first the Arduino was not getting connected to my laptop, but later on it got connected. I also added the Bluetooth settings to my Flutter app so that we can connect to the HC05 module and send the data. At first the HC05 module was not receiving any data, so I thought that there might be some bug in my code, but later on I figured out that the SE05 module was not working. So when I changed the module, all the data was being received well. And during this time, I also came to know that my app was not working in release mode because of a Flutter package that is responsible for the LG connection. So I changed the package, and I also made some changes in the code. Required for the app to connect to the LG rig. Until now, my app connects to the LG rig, and we can also use some LG tools, and my app is also capable to send the data to the Bluetooth module, and when we connect the components like Arduino, the HC05 module, and the servo motors, all the servo motors will work fine when we receive the data from the Flutter app. About the satellite data that I am showing on my app, the satellite data is from the SatNav's website, and the TLE of the satellite is from the Celestic website, and I'm storing the satellite data on my app on the local storage using shared preference. Now I'll show my application. The home screen contains the list of all satellites. We can filter, search, and sort them. We can filter them by their country of origin, by their status, for example, alive, dead, re-entered, or future. And we can also filter them by the operators of the satellite. So I get the list of the filtered satellites. We can sort them by the launch date, new to old or old to new. And when I click on a satellite, I will get the complete information about a satellite. We can view the satellite image, and we can also share that image. And if you want to know more about the satellite, we can go to the website of that satellite. And we have the about screen, which contains the information about the project. And now let's set up the LG connection. I'll just enter the credentials. It has been connected. So let's test one LG tool. We launch. So we can see that the LG is relaunching. We can also refresh the data. We can fetch the data from the database again. So let's move to the hardware part. This is my Arduino Uno, and this is the HC05 Bluetooth module, which will receive the data from the Flutter app. And these two are the servo motors. This is the Azimuth servo motor, and this is the elevation servo motor. We have to attach all these components to a 3D model, and we have to adjust the model to 0° north to use the exact direction of the satellite. As I don't have the 3D model right now, so I will just show the working of the servo motors. So this is my Flutter app, and when I click on a satellite, for example, if I click on this satellite, when I click on the view in 3D button, so I'll need to connect my Bluetooth device. So I have already have it paired. So I click on it, and I'll just connect this. And now it has been connected. And so when I click on this view in 3D button, it will the servo motors will move to show us the direction of the satellite. So when I click on this, it has moved, and it will show the satellite by emitting the laser. So these servo motors will keep on moving according to the satellite's direction. So I'll just now show the data that has been received from the Bluetooth module. We have received these data. The first is the TLE of the satellite, and then we have received the current date and time and the coordinates of my location, and we can also see the angles that the servo motor have to move. So we can see that as time passes, the angles change. So we can see that that continuously the angles will keep on changing according to the satellite's direction.
Hello, my name is Rafael Salgueiro. I'm doing the project, the Satellite Space Collision Prevision, and till now I have treated all the data. One part of the data are the satellites that are alive, and this data is taken from an API. And with this data, I have done the position in 12 different hours to get the orbit and make the model to predict the collision. And the other part of the data is a data taken from a PDF that encouraged me a lot of problems. And finally, I got the data treated. And I have another Google Colab with the starting of the model creation. I have not the model done yet, but in about 2 or 3 days I will have it. In this Google Colab, I have the two CSV merged in one, and I've done in the application. The configuration menu is complete in all of the buttons and all of the entries. It have to be a bit better look, better good looking, but the configuration is ended, and I'm sending some data to the Liquid Galaxy. And these days I was trying to display the satellites in the master, and the information in the right screen, but it don't work yet.
Well, here we can see the main screen. It needs a playlist that I'm going to do shortly. It doesn't look very good, but the two drop-down buttons contains the name of the two satellites that are being picked up from the CSV file. And as long as this is a satellite chosen in one of the two buttons, it cannot be chosen in the other one. When we press the check collision button, we have displayed some information of the satellites that we will see later. This is a very early version, so we will see the name of the two satellites and the tail information in the same line. This information is taken from the CSV. This CSV in a couple of weeks will be a SQLite file, and the data will be taken from there. The same information will be shown on the right screen, and the two satellites will be seen on the central screen. When the model is finished, a value will also appear in the low left part of the screen, where it now says collision. The show all orbits and visualization buttons are not implemented yet, but at the end of the month it will be implemented. This is the check collision button that now only displays a bit of information in the application. I have more code implemented, but it's not working yet. Now we are going to see the configuration screen that is almost finished. We just need to add the relaunch button. As you can see, the application asks for the number of screens, the IP, and the password of the master machine. As you will see soon, the connect button shows on the screen the logos of the application. Here you can see me clicking the buttons. Connect, hide logos, and the robot button. And now we see the section of the Liquid Galaxy of these buttons: the connect button, the hide logos, no, the show logos, and the clean KML data. And all the buttons are working. And now we are going to do a reboot, and I will do a acceleration of the video.
Hello everyone, this is Manas Kumar and I am working on the rocket launcher application for Liquid Galaxy this summer. So basically the structure, the purpose of this application is to display all the rocket launches, either upcoming or past launches of SpaceX on the Liquid Galaxy rig using this application. For this we will be integrating SpaceX API into the application and then sending the data over to the Liquid Galaxy using SSH client. So this is the basic structure of the project. So I started working on this project just after the announcement of GSoC shortlisted students. So then during first few weeks, I had discussed the roadmap or the detailed timeline and the features and the basic features that may include in the app with my mentor. And then I started coding. The first my thought for this project is to first code the tablet end of the application. Like I will code application for the tablet end, and then we will move forward to transferring data to the Liquid Galaxy. So till the midterm evaluation, my main target is to complete the app on the tablet end. So to complete the total UI of the app and everything that happens on the tablet itself. So that is for the tablet, and then we will move on to sending data over to the Liquid Galaxy. So till now, the working experience has been quite nice. I faced quite few many errors and issues which I regularly discussed with my mentor, and he has guided me to how to solve or how to approach the issue basically. Till now, the most difficult part I'm facing, the issue that I'm facing now is displaying, like I have a feature in the app, so that I will also show you later in this video. It is to display the live YouTube video of the launch on the Liquid Galaxy. So I am facing some difficulties while playing the video in the Liquid Galaxy itself. Let's see how will that work out. And that's the quite experience till now. For first few weeks I decided on the roadmap, then I move on to designing the UI or improving the UI based on different accessibility features that I'll show you in the app later in this video. And then I came on to integrating the API, which also took quite a while because in the version 4 of the SpaceX API they have created quite many ambiguous, you can say, endpoints. You have to integrate you have to link 3 to 4 APIs together and stitch them together to get all data of one launch only. If you fetch the data of one launch, then it will give you the rocket ID, not the rocket name, but the rocket ID of the rocket that was used in the launch, and then you have to fetch again with that rocket ID to get the data of the rocket. Similarly for the payload and launch pad and everything else. So that was quite cumbersome task, but it did took a while because initially I didn't know. In the documentation also isn't specified which endpoints carries which data types and which can be null when. So I have to check for all the data points on all the endpoints of the API to make sure that the error doesn't occur anywhere. This took me quite some week, almost 2 weeks, because it was in some time it was quite hectic to do so because there were many endpoints. So that was basically how it all went till now. Now we'll move forward to our application, and let me show you the application and Liquid Galaxy both. Okay, so now moving further, here we have our Liquid Galaxy rigs open and emulator for our application. So I'll just open my application. So this is the splash screen of 3 seconds with the logos of every organization of which are being featured here. And after 3 seconds, this splash screen redirects us to onboarding screen where we have some introductory stuff about the application. And then we'll click on this arrow button, and it will redirect us to the home page of the application. From this menu button, there are these many different pages of the application: the home that we are currently seeing, the about, the help. The help will have multiple instructions for how to use the application. It will be updated as the development approaches its in, so include as many things as possible. And then we have the Liquid Galaxy tasks to perform tasks on Liquid Galaxy. I will demonstrate these as well later in this video. And then we have Liquid Galaxy Connection Manager. So here, from here, we can connect to our Liquid Galaxy. So let's just put in the details. I have Liquid Galaxy, LG, the username, then the IP address, Okay, so now the port number generally always remains 22, then password, and then the number of rigs. So for now, I have 3 rigs, so I will type 3 in, and here we are connected with our Liquid Galaxy. Right? So, like, let me just show you one of the tasks that I was mentioning about. Like, if you click on this relaunch LG, it will ask whether to relaunch this or not. If you click on this, then the Liquid Galaxy will be launched. Yeah, as you can see, it has been relaunched. So we'll just wait for Liquid Galaxy to turn on again. Okay. So yeah, the Liquid Galaxy has been launched here. We can also perform other options like shut down LG. So yeah, if you click on this, it will shut down LG. So I'll just open the Liquid Galaxies again. Okay, so the Liquid Galaxy has restarted. So yeah, our application also restarted. So let's just connect with the LG again. So yeah, it has connected itself. So that was about the Liquid Galaxy task that we can perform on Liquid Galaxy using these options here. So now moving further to the setting option. This is quite like I can say most functional thing till now in this app, most interactive thing. So here user can select among the multiple languages options available here, either from this four or clicking on more info, more you'll get other options as well. Like if I click on English, it will show the English language, and if I click on Spanish, it will convert to Spanish. Okay, so yeah, let me stop this rotation. And if I click on Hindi, it will change it to Hindi, and it will happen all across the app, like you can see here in the help tab as well, or in the Liquid Galaxy task as well. So it does supports multiple languages in the connection manager as well. So yeah, like similarly for the theme, like this is dark theme, this is light theme, this is dark theme, this is more can say red theme, the green theme, the blue theme. etc., whichever the user prefers. These are the options for audio to. These are options for audio like audio, app audio, and music to give more sophisticated and more interactive user experience. Then these two are for uh, the text to speech is for persons with who may have difficulties in seeing or have visual difficulties. So it will just read out all the text that is being shown on the screen. The app audio will also, yeah. And this haptic response is for touch responses. And here it also has dynamic font size, so user can just increase or decrease the font size as you can say, and it also occurs across the platform. Now we have this voice command. User can command it through voice of his voice, like go to setting page or connect to LG, etc. So this is for the setting page. Moving further to inventory. Inventory will have the all the rocket list of all the rockets and the list of all the satellites, mainly the Starlink satellites that SpaceX has till now. Similarly, here if we click on any of the rockets, it will show the detailed info of the rocket. And similarly for the satellite, okay, so I guess I haven't integrated it yet. Yeah, so that is for the inventory page. We have gone through settings page also. Okay, so I'll maybe take a tour app in the end of the project, because then it is like taking a tour of the application. So first everything else completes, then we'll just make a tour of it and we'll integrate and we'll apply that in the view of take a tour. So yeah, that was all about the application. Yeah, we have gone through. Yeah, and also if user clicks on exit app, it will also clean all the KML that is being shown here. Also, user can just click here and clean the KML. As you can see, the Liquid Galaxy icon or logo, sorry, the project logo is being shown on the top left of the Liquid Galaxy, in the leftmost Liquid Galaxy. So it is responsive to the screen size or the device size, or yeah, or to the screen size. Like if the monitor will be bigger, it will have different size. So the logo displayed there is also responsive. Here there are many options like for upcoming missions, past missions, the data are being loaded from the API. As these are from API 3 to, I guess, 2 to 3 nested API, so these may take some times. And now we have our data loaded. So this is horizontal scroll view. These are the list of upcoming launches. These are the list of past launches or past missions. The rocket icon that we are seeing here now, I've just hard coded it for now, but later on this project, this image will be of the actual rocket that is being used in this mission or launch. So here is the search button. We can just click on this and search any of the launch by name or by launch name or mission name, and it will show the relevant data from the list here, and then we can click on to get more info about it. This button will visualize the data of any particular upcoming launches on this Liquid Galaxy itself. Like, and then the demo will is about only orbit, like a demo video. So this is basically about the application of. This is basically about home screen of the application. Moving forward to launch info, here again, it will take some time to load data from the API. Like here we have almost 4 APIs nested with each other to have the data in the application, so that's why it may take some time. Okay, let me just refresh it. Also there is this maps option here. So basically in the Android emulator, the Google Play services are not enabled. That's why the Google Map is not showing it, or else it will show the Google Map. That basically means whatever the data is being shown here on the Google Earth will be shown here on this map as well. And now here we have our launch info. We'll again just wait a few minutes to load the data. Okay, so now the data has been loaded. So here we have the mission name, the rocket name, when it was launched, time, etc. From where, the flight number, the payload, whether it has payload or not, the short mission description about what happened to the mission, and the description about the launch site as well. There are few buttons here. If you click on more info, it will redirect us to this page where we will have the detailed info about the rocket that was used in this mission with and details about it are here. here we have two options, the wiki, the globe icon we can say, and the image. If we click on image icon, we'll have the images of this rocket shown here. Like there were only two images in the response, that's why it has only two image. And if we click on this globe icon, then it will redirect us to the Wikipedia page about this rocket in the app itself. So user may read about it in more detail on this page. Moving backward, here we have this article button. Like whenever any mission or launch is about to happen, there are some articles about it which are provided in the response endpoint in the API. So I've integrated that as well. User can also read the articles about the launch and can know more about the launch. Then there is wiki. This wiki will redirect us to the uh, Wikipedia page of this specific payload or mission, etc. So user can also read about it here. And then we have, okay, so like it didn't had any mission images, so that's why it shows nothing to show. I'm working on improvising that UI also, like to show any dialog box instead. That would be look better. So here is the list of the missions in more detail. Okay, yeah. So that it's a vertical scroll view. Now, if there are these options here, if I click on watch video, so it will pop up this menu or this display where we'll have details about the rocket launches. And here I have here is the instruction for how to visualize this live launch. Like here, if we click on this YouTube icon, it will redirect us to the YouTube live video that was published by SpaceX, or that was in the endpoint about this mission. So user can just watch the video here on the YouTube. So here, there is the video of that launch. So you can see this launch here itself. Now, if a user wants to watch this launch in the Liquid Galaxy rig, then what he has to do, as according to instruction, is click on this here button and copy this YouTube link of this video. After copying this link, user can just open any browser. So let me just open browser. Let me see if I have any browser here. Okay, so like user can open any browser in their tab. Like this is the emulator, so I don't have any browser in the tab, but I have a browser in my laptop, so I will just open that. Okay, so here I will just paste this YouTube link. And now what I will do is, like we can see that in here in the instruction as well, paste the link and then open the video and then right click on it and copy this embedded code. And I'll just close this browser now. I have to paste that code in here, like paste code here. So I will paste that embedded code here, and then we'll click on visualize in LG. So for now, so as you can see here, we have a visualization like for now, but the issue is for now it is just showing this static window of the video, not playing the video actually. So that is the issue I'm facing currently. I have to see how can I resolve the issue. So this is the basic idea of visualizing the live event of YouTube on Liquid Galaxy. So now let's close this. Okay, yeah. So now moving further, we have yeah. So now if we click on visualize in LG, so it will for now, like I'm facing some issue with the fly to option, so that's why only the dialog box is being shown here. Yeah, so only the dialog box is being shown here. Okay, so now the app has been restarted. Yeah. Yeah, it also uses shared preferences to store the preferred either theme or language of the user. So when the user restart the app, it will start with the preferred theme and language of the user. So that was all about the project till now, the development that have been made till now. In the upcoming second half of the coding period, I'll mainly focus on transferring all these data to Liquid Galaxy and fixing the error that I'm facing now with either fly to option or with displaying the live video on the Liquid Galaxy. As till now it is only showing a static image. I have to make it so that it displays the video itself for more comprehensive view. So that is all about this project. I'm also uh, yeah, the journey till now have been quite nice. It has been full of learning experience. While debugging and going through all the resources and documentation, I've learned quite a lot about handling these integrated APIs, nested APIs, and about the client and server also, as with regard to connecting to the LG and how to send those KML files and store them or to make their structure as well. So these are the few things that I have learned till now, and I also chose this project with my bit inclination towards astronomy and space science, etc. So that's why this project quite fascinates me and motivates me to work further on and building it as much as what I can say user friendly as I can. So that is it. Thank you very much.
Hello everyone, my name is Shradhanu Chatterjee. I am working on the Liquid Galaxy gesture and voice control project, and this is my demo video for the midterm demo day. So, the first few weeks of my project have been great. I finished implementing the UI and user experience, and that is the UX, for my app in about the first 1.5 weeks. I implemented various state managers, providers, constants, pages, modules, and widgets, which help my app function properly and later on assist in connecting with the Liquid Galaxy rig. I created the best UI that I could, so for a smoother user experience, and so that I myself have no problem in using the app later on. I also created the splash screen and the logo screen for my project so that I can upload that to the Liquid Galaxy rig if needed. Then I started working on the SSH connection to the Liquid Galaxy rig, which was by far the most challenging part of my project till now. Initially, I wanted to use the SSH2 package, which was what I had planned on originally using and had been previously used in GSoC projects for Liquid Galaxy. After continuous attempts for a week or so, I saw no progress since my app wasn't successfully connecting to the Liquid Galaxy rig using the SSH2 package. Later on, I got to know that the SSH2 package hasn't been updated in a year or so, and it had been a long time, so it was most probably outdated. That is when I started seeking alternatives, which is when I either had to go with a different Java based package or a different package based on the same functionalities as the SSH2. That is when I landed upon the Dart SSH2 package, which was a better and newer version of the SSH2 package, which is what I was originally planning on using. I learned everything about the new package, and before my week 4 was over, I finished studying about the Dart SSH2 package and created the functions necessary for connecting to the Liquid Galaxy rig successfully. With a few bumps here and there, I successfully connected to the Liquid Galaxy rig before week 5. After seeing the other demo apps for other projects which were much more advanced, I tried speeding up and created all the functions necessary for connecting to the Liquid Galaxy rig along with the KMLs for the functions. I made the required changes and also started on the voice recognition part of my project. By week 6, I finished everything related to the Liquid Galaxy rig connection, and I could control it successfully from my app on the virtual machine and do functions like rebooting, relaunching, shutting down, and cleaning the logos on the project. I was very happy, and even though I was running a bit behind on schedule. So then I finished implementing the voice recognition function and all of the KMLs for the functions generated by the voice recognition, such as moving north, moving south, east, west, zoom in, zoom out, etc. The integration between the KML and the voice recognition part is the very next step on my project, and that would conclude the voice recognition part as a whole, since that would be done. I also created the landmark files for the hand gesture recognition and started working on the camera and hand gesture detection implementation in the same week. So week 6 has been very eventful and I have made huge progress in the last week, even though I tried to do that from day one. Since all of the KMLs have been generated, once the gesture detection is done implementing, most of my work would be done. So that is about it for now, and the next few minutes are of my app working alongside the Liquid Galaxy rig on the virtual machine. Thank you. Hello everyone, so this is the Liquid Galaxy rig running on my computer on a virtual machine. So as you can see, this is the rig and this is my application. So let me just this is the splash screen of my application and this is how it opens up. Then we can go to the settings and enter the required information to connect successfully with the Liquid Galaxy rig. Once we hit connect, it connects and it turns green, and as you can see, it had connected with the Liquid Galaxy rig. Now we can access these 4 functions, that is to relaunch, shut down, clean logos, or reboot the Liquid Galaxy. Also, might as well try one out, that is relaunching. So as you can see, once I hit relaunch, the Liquid Galaxy rig is relaunching. That being said, we can move on to other functions such as the voice recognition. Move north. As you can see, the command is being picked up, and we can try saying something else and it will pick up the command from some random words. Hello, move south. Move north. Zoom out. So as you can see, the voice recognition is working fine, and other than that we have the about page as well as the help page for our users. Through the about page we can move on and navigate to the Liquid Galaxy website as well as the GitHub for this project. The camera part is still being implemented while I work on the hand gestures, so this is my current progress of the Liquid Galaxy gesture and voice control project. Thank you. North. South. Move east. Move west.
Hello, my name is Artur Guyeres and I'm the developer of AgroRobot Control App, ARCA exactly. And now I'm going to explain what I have done during this period before the midterm evaluation. I'm going to explain what I have done, some problems that I had to deal with, and which ones I have solved and which ones are remaining on the applications pending to be solved, and some of the most difficult things that I had to deal with. Well, first of all, here we have the app, and here we can see the main screen. I don't know if you can see it properly, but here we have all the robots, all the displayed robots that we must have on our fields. Now I don't have the data created, all the data created already, so I have done it in a little example of 2 robots, where here you can have all the robots. If you see, it changes the information depending of the robot you have chosen, and we have a button to add new robots. Whoops. Yep. And we add a new robot here. As it's a new robot, it starts with a default information. So for the GSoC project, that is a visualization project, it's not necessary, because as it will be a default robot with no information, there will be no information to show to the display rigs of the Liquid Galaxy. As I said, as GSoC is a visualization data project, this is like a function that it's not necessary, because if we create a new robot, it will be created with simple data, with no images or no KMLs to show. But I think it's a good implementation for future modifications, for example. But now let's go to the next screen. If we go to global info, it will be shown all the robots that we have displayed right now. For example, those 3 that we have created, and some information about all of them, the instructions, if there is any warning of any robot, and the status, if it's on or off. The default ones are on off, for this reason they are on a red dot, and the other ones are active, so they are green. Another screen is the gallery. The gallery is not finished yet, because I wanted to implement the connection with the Liquid Galaxy. So we have here a button to send KMLs, but now it's not working. I didn't have enough time, but in a future we are going to be able to see the images that we want to be shown on the display rig of the Liquid Galaxy. Another screen that we have is a map, Google Maps API. So there, as I said, I don't have all the data collected, and I don't have it imported to the code. So it's just simple example to see it's working, that the Google Maps is already imported and it's working. And another functionality that will be able to do with this screen is to go to different fields. If we have a field here in Jada, for example, and we are looking at here, we are going to be able to send the KML to the Liquid Galaxy and see it to the screens. And another screen that it's not already done, it's a calendar. It will be just a simply history where we are going to be able to compare the different information collected by the robots, as the kilograms, the distance that they have done, and compare it with the other ones. And another screen is the field selection, that it's not done already, but it will be as his name says, for selection the field that we want to select. If we want to go to a field from Spain, we could be able to go to Spain, and we are going to see the robots that we have displayed on the Spain field. And if we want to go to Australia, we are going to see the robots that we have displayed on Australia, that they are not going to be the same as in Spain. And finally, the settings screen, It's for the connection with the Liquid Galaxy. That here um, put, we try to connect. It says here connection successful. I don't know if you can see it properly. And once it's connected, we go to the other screen and it says it's connected. And here we have the Liquid Galaxy controllers for sending the commands to the Liquid Galaxy. And now we are going to see how it works and how it connects. From now on, I don't have anything done on Liquid Galaxy unless we see the logos shown on the first screen, and we can, as I said, send commands like refresh, power off, restart, reboot, and that's all. Now we are going to see it. Hello again. So as I was saying, I will show how the connection works. First of all, we have to connect the application with the Liquid Galaxy. As it says, connection successful. We go to Liquid Galaxy tab, and it says connected. We see the logos shown on the Liquid Galaxy rig on the very first screen, and we can send the commands to the Liquid Galaxy. For example, clear Camiel or logos, it disappears. And if we want to reboot, for example, it reboots all the Liquid Galaxy. Well, as you have seen, the connection works properly, but as I have said, the only information or the only commands that I'm able to send to the Liquid Galaxy are those ones from the connection. From now on, I don't have, I'm not able to send more KMLs to the Liquid Galaxy or images or go through the map or something, but it's the work that I have pending to solve during this second time or the rest of the project, and that's all. The only thing I have left to do is just performing better my code, finish a pair of screens that I have shown, like the calendar or the field selection, and the other ones are just finishing collecting the data and reading it. So that's all. Thank you for listening to me.
Hello everyone, my name is Aditya Kumar. I am currently a third year BTech student at Indian Institute of Technology, Dhanbad, Jharkhand, India. In GSoC 2023, I have been working on my project Google Developer Community Visualization Tool, where I have scraped all new GDG data from Google Developer Group website. Since my project starts with scraping of the data, I have used GSoC library for it. Before GSoC, I didn't have much knowledge of GSoC library, so I have learned this during my initial days of project. I have also scraped old GDG data from Kevin Simple repository and displayed them on my app. So let's see how it's working. Let me open my app. This is the splash screen showing my project name. This is the home screen showing all new GDG. And down here, I have the statistics of new GDG. Like these are the top 10 countries having number of GDGs in them. So if you want to see any details of any GDG, you can click on it. This is the name of the GDG, city name, country name, and these are the number of people associated with the GDG. This is the about GDG ABA, and these are all organizer of this GDG. And this is the upcoming event of this GDG, and these are all the past events of this GDG. So if you want to register for this event, you can click on book ticket. This will take you to the Google Chrome. Here you can log in and register for this event. Let me show you the upcoming event fragment. These are all upcoming events, and this is the past event, like this have been completed in the last week. So if you want to see details of this Google I/O extended, you can click on it. So this is the name of the event and where it will happen, and till now 181
people have registered for it. It is associated with GTG Sunargaon and date and time of the event. This is the about this event, and these are all organizer and members of the event. So let me show you the old GDG. These are all old GDG from Kevin Simple repository. Let me open one of them. This is the name of the GDG where it was, and these are all past events of the GDG, and these are all organizer of this GDG. So here you can see my app is not connected to my VMs. So let me connect to my VF. So let's connect to the VM. So going to the settings, connection. Here we have to enter our IP address of the master machine. This is the name of the master machine, and here I have to enter the password of the master machine. So let's connect. So here it shows connected. So let's move to the Mark 1, Mark 2, Mark 3. So here is the Google Earth. So let me take you to the tour of one of the GDG. So let's take GDG Ava. So by clicking on Start to GDG, so here it's taking us to GDG Aba. So this was the name of the GDG, city name, and Nigeria is the country name of the GDG Aba.
So this was all about my app till mid evaluation. I will be adding some more features to it in upcoming day. Thank you everyone.